Hello and welcome to Insurance Auction. I picked up another bike and I actually have another one coming from Eugene, but from Copart. I will not be picking that one up, but I am picking this one up in person. Got the title, got the paperwork sorted, and we wait for this thing to get pulled out. Welcome. Literally like 2 minutes after the last clip, and the guy pushes this bike out. He goes, hey, well, my forklift wasn't necessarily available. Figured I'll push it out. If we could get it loaded this way, then sweet. If not, I'll get the forklift out here. So it is on the trailer. Pretty clean looking bike. I don't know what the miles are. It has no keys because it was sold as theft recovery. But we have this, so yeah, the typical stuff that happens with theft recovery. So I'll take it home, see if I could get it kind of started. And then we have this assembly. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll get it running and then retail it. If not, this is a part out. Damage, okay. You see any more damage? Having him help so you can learn. The younger, the better.
A little bit. Wait, this bike is for 2 feet.
Correct. Yep.
So
right here.
then someone just holds onto this.
Yeah. Okay, let's get this bad boy strapped down and see what we got. The bike has been strapped down and we are out. But something tells me this is a pretty low mileage example and that it will run. So once we come home, I think I'll unload it, take the trailer back to the lot, and then once I come back, start poking around, see what we could figure out with that bike.
It's a little longer than a few minutes later.
Look at that, this boy don't lose no time. Oh man, I might have strapped it down a little bit too hard. But I think it's nearly time to get this wood replaced on the trailer, because I bought this trailer new and that was about 6 years ago. Hey look, it has a trickle charger, at least 2 trickle chargers. Why would you have 2? Very interesting. Oh, minor scuff here, but this frame slider here seems fine. I guess we'll see. We'll see if this will be a running bike or not. The bike is inside the garage. We'll leave it here for now. So what do you think?
Comfortable.
Yeah? Grab the handlebars.
I can.
Right here. No, you could lean forward.
Like this?
Yeah.
Is this how they actually race on the bikes?
Kind of, yeah. I actually sat on it on the trailer. I would say a very comfortable sitting position, surprisingly. But again, we'll see. Taking the trailer back to the lot.
This is how they ride it.
And then hopefully I have time to go through this bike and see if it runs. And this is the second bike that I mentioned. It got delivered last night. So that one is still standing there just like I left it, but I did get a new ignition for it. And that is actually has been delivered. So when I have some free time, I will try to get this kind of sorted and see if it even runs. This is, I think, a 0102 Honda Shadow. It has front end damage, so it seems like previous owner just rear-ended something. Forks have some damage on them. Exhaust right here, the horn is damaged, and the radiator up here is kind of smashed in. The other thing is that I saw right here, yeah. So this frame is no good. It literally snapped the frame. I bought, wow, look at that. Cool system. I bought this bike thinking, hey, if anything, if it's not too terrible, I might try to fix it, but by the looks of it, this will be a straight up part out. So I think not much to kind of record with this one. The whole focus will be on this bike, see if we could get this one running and roadworthy to sell. But the goal with this one is actually see if the engine runs. If the engine runs, then obviously, you know, we'll kind of have a better idea of what I could sell it for, and then find out what the mileage is. And the idea is, since I've bought a whole bunch of theft recovery bikes, I've learned a thing or two. I'm going to undo the screws here, try to take this assembly apart and see if I could manually kind of get it to power on. I do see a trickle charger. So once I get this bike inside the garage, I will throw it on the trickle charger, see if it holds charge. If not, then we'll at least try to jump start it and see if the engine runs. If it does, then this bike will be a winner, because engine alone will be at least $1,000, and I will pay for the whole bike. And then obviously everything else of value, tank, Cobra seats. I think, yeah, it has the Cobra footrests, a whole bunch of stuff on this thing. So I won't lose money on it, but again, the focus will be on this thing.
The next day.
Welcome to a new day. I have already started and just doing minor, I guess, progress. This one is a little bit tough. Here's the old, I guess, ignition cylinder wiring. This is the new assembly. And as you guys can see, I actually had to take apart quite a bit. And now all of this has to go underneath this plastic piece right here. And then it gets connected right in here. And then obviously I have the battery assembly. I have the airbox intake to put back on. I disconnected the fuel tank lines, or the electrical stuff, in order to get to it, the fuse box. More than I thought, to be honest, but this is all in hopes to see if the engine runs, and if it runs, then beautiful. I'll see if, you know, the other stuff is fairly inexpensive and easy to figure out and replace. The other problem is right here, so this is like a one-time use type of assembly bolt, so I'll have to figure something out in order to get that bolt out, this one, and then that one on the other side. Yeah, they're all the same. The other motorcycle I have was just like an 8mm. This one is definitely, I guess, more protected. But in any case, not really fun doing this, but I really do want to see if the engine runs and hopefully take it down the street if the bike does run. So hopefully within the next hour or so, I will know, and we'll have an idea how to move forward. Okay guys, ignition is on from what I see, bike is on, and I have absolutely no power. Got the jump box is connected, or jump box. Let me just double check that we're good here. Yes, we are. Oops. So I either have a blown fuse somewhere or something else. There's literally no power to this thing. As far as I know, this is connected correctly. Obviously, it's just not mounted up here. Yeah, no power whatsoever. One of the fuses was broken. As you guys can see that gap right there. So thankfully I have a new one here. And this is where it goes. Right in here. So let me connect everything again and see if we get some power. As soon as I connected it, I heard the fuel pump go on. So let's see, we have a fuel tank, but obviously it's kind of positioned this way. Let's see if we have mileage. Where's our mileage trip be? 20,798 miles. It is in neutral. I think I have everything connected but the battery, so let's give it a try, see if it starts. Beautiful, look at that. And we have a running bike. Beautiful. And it sounds pretty darn healthy if you ask me. Obviously this is a cold start. But actually, let me see if this battery is good now. Because I did try to charge on a trickle charger and it wouldn't charge after 10 minutes. So either it's full or it's a bad battery. But the fact that the fuse was blown might be the issue. So let me kill this, get that connected again, and we'll give it a try. But first, yeah, it sounds healthy. Beautiful. Where's the key? There we go. That's off. Key came out. All right. I was going to say moment of truth. Turn on the key, got my head up, and it is lit up. So battery is a-okay. So let me put this plastic piece on, make everything right, put it back together, and I think I'm ready to take this thing out on the road and see what's up. I am struggling removing this bolt and the other one, so I think before I do any more damage, I'll just buy a kit that removes the, I guess, one-time use bolts. I am going to zip tie all of this so it doesn't move around, mounting my GoPro, and we are going on our first ride and see how well this thing rides, shifts, and how it actually feels. Okay, here we go, nice and easy, especially around these cars. Kickstand is up. Neutral. Let's go. So I just rode the 250 Ninja, so this is essentially back to back. This feels so different, and obviously a lot faster. Okay, you got some oomph. So this bike feels very mechanical, and I guess when I say mechanical, what I mean is there's almost like no room for play. So like, watch, throttle, just turn it a little bit and it goes, a little bit and it goes, so there's no play. And when I switch gears again, it feels extremely like dialed in, if that makes sense. So by mechanical, I mean you do one thing and you get an almost instant response, which is very, very nice. Oh yeah, it's a pretty darn quick bike, not gonna lie. The sitting position is just a little bit off for me. Like, it's not terrible, but I don't know. But this is another bike that feels actually pretty good. Like, to kind of toss around, like very easy to maneuver. And my knees are obviously right underneath the tank, so you kind of hug it. Yeah, I'd say, look at that, another winner, another winner. The exhaust is obviously very quiet, although oddly I really like the way it looks. Just not a big fan of any stock exhaust. Look at that, third gear, 40 miles per hour, and it moves. Oh no, I think we just died because I hit that pothole. Yeah. It went into a safe, I'm assuming, mode for me. Yeah, our key shut off. That's very interesting. It's like a safety thing. I've never had that on any bike. You hit a little pothole and the whole thing shuts off. Very interesting. So I thought I crashed or something. That wasn't even like a pothole. But I'll say solid bike for what it is. Obviously feels good.
Several days later.
I have been working on this for a little bit. as you guys can see, all of that. Oh, yeah, need to, well, I'm basically, with a grinder, cutting this whole ignition assembly off. Because the drill bits I got to remove these bolts do not work, and I don't want to look around and see if I could find others. Plus, they have thread locker, which obviously makes it very difficult to remove, or harder than it normally would. But I think I'm getting close to cutting this off, and then hopefully no issues with the other bolt, and then I could install the new one and kind of move forward, see if I could figure out headlight and the wiring. Honestly, I think all of this will be okay. I don't really foresee any issues. I think the wiring being loose is just from the headlight, and then something like this is probably turn signal because they are not connected, and one of them actually fell off. It is right there, so I'll probably need new front turn signals. And wiring should all make sense. From what I saw, everything else is here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, I am done. Actually, this side wasn't that bad. I guess I really struggled kind of cutting this whole assembly, but you guys see all of this is metal shavings. So I want to pick all of this up, and then with the shop vac, I'll kind of clean up the bike a little bit before I resume installing everything backwards.
A few minutes later,
I realized that I have to replace this, and I did a lot of damage, guys, trying to get in it. I actually had to drill through. Highly not recommend doing this. I was praying most of the time, so nothing dumb happens. Not my proudest moment, but obviously I'd hate to sell the bike and have someone get stranded at a gas station with no fuel. That would be really, really bad. So now that that's out, I can clean everything up, install the new one, and then start working on the headlight. Somehow got distracted, but here we are. Regardless, making excellent progress, I would say. And I have finished the Yamaha. Beautiful, beautiful. This is actually an HID headlamp. I just went on extended ride again. One, to photograph it, to list it for sale. Excuse Chloe. And two, again, just to make sure mechanically it runs good, doesn't overheat. And it runs great. Actually really happy with it. And I did the numbers. As this bike sits, I am $750 in it, which is honestly kind of a joke how cheap it is. Obviously I struggled with the ignition stuff and whatnot, but yeah, I listed it for 2,500 bucks. We'll see what happens, see what I sell it for, but it's gonna be a winner regardless. Even for 1,500 bucks, I will double my money, but I don't see it selling for 1,500. It'll go for more than that. Now this Honda, I have already started to part it out. There's a lot of good parts on this bike, and I was able to get the engine going. Here's a clip for you guys. It sounds absolutely healthy. So now I know that the engine is good. That's a $700 plus. Plus I have carbs. This tank is surprisingly very expensive, although it has few minor dents, but similar color scheme with, I would say, like in worse condition than this one, is $600 on eBay. And these tanks are anywhere from $400 to like $800 on eBay, which I don't understand why. But yeah, there's money. And I started doing this. Obviously I won't be doing a video on a part out, but the ball is rolling and we are moving forward. This is ready, this is done. Okay, so I recorded a goodbye. Thank you for watching. Obviously I didn't edit the video yet. 6 hours later, Yamaha is gone. The dude just rode off, sold it for $2,300. They asked how much I paid for it. I was like, okay, if you're not gonna be offended, I have no problem telling you what I paid for it. And I explained, obviously I got it as a non-runner. I didn't know the miles. I didn't know the engine, if it was running or not. I obviously took a risk. And told them $751, and that's what I'm in it. Sold it for $2,300. So obviously I tripled my investment essentially, and the bike is gone. And I guess final update, because I will not be filming the part out process, but doing or making a lot of progress today. This whole side is off, but check this out. This is something I have never seen before. I thought maybe the forks were bent, but literally the whole frame cracked right here, which is actually crazy. But that explains why this bike was a total loss. Again, engine was running, you guys heard it, and parts are being pulled. Stacking them up right there, labeling everything, and I'll be listing them, and we'll see how much I make on this bike. But if we count, you know, purchase of this bike or purchase of the Yamaha, the sale price, it covered for the Yamaha, this bike plus some. So I am heavy plus. So now I will officially say thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Please consider leaving a comment, and I will see you guys in another video.